I am that. Long have I wandered in the desert of the world, thirsting for joy in the mirage of pleasures. But lo, I have discovered the very fount of bliss, surging in my heart as the sparkling waters. The crust of mundane existence has been blasted by the force of glorious knowledge. I am that self. Now the stream of bliss flows on, singing the celestial song. All that exists is the glorious self, beyond all grief, beyond all fears, beyond all troubles, beyond all pain, beyond the world mundane. I am Brahman, I am that very self. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Nilambuja Shyamal Komalangam Sita Samaropita Vamabhagam Panavu Maha Sayakacharu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvanshanatham. Adorations to Lord Rama, whose complexion is like a blue lotus, who is very tender and delightful in appearance. Sita is seated on his left side, is carrying a powerful bow and arrow in his hands. Shri Ramcharitmanas in Ayodhya Kanda, and verse number, Doha number is 132. Context of this story is Shri Ram, Sita, Lakshmana, they are going to go into a residence in forest and spend their time for 14 years. And in that process, they have received guidance from Sage Valmiki. The first stage of his guidance was highly mystical. Where should God abide? Who is dear to God? First, you have to be dear to God, so that God can abide with you. And that's the whole topic. How to simplify your personality, purify your heart, develop divine virtues, profound insights. Integral yoga must blossom in your personality, your action, your emotion, your will and reason. All these four match up with karma yoga, bhakti yoga, dhyana yoga, jnana yoga. And when this movement goes on, you come to a state of Chitrakoot. Chitrakoot, Chitra is pictures. Now your mind, in its state of purity, not complete purity, but now in a certain degree of purity, can envision the goal. How does the goal look like? That state is Chitrakuta state, where you can make full affirmation with perfection. So that's the subtler meaning behind the story. See, there's one side is storyline, and you have to be patient. So people who are interested in the story. And the other side, subtler meaning, which is every soul is in a spiritual journey, and every soul is essentially Rama. And your intellectual aspect of your personality is Rama being more effective in your personality. Rama is jnana, wisdom. His brother Lakshmana is dhyana, practice of meditation, mind focusing on God, His will. Bharata is bhakti, devotion. And Shatrugna is karma yoga, action. So this is a stage where role of jnana and dhyana is highlighted. Jnana as Rama, Lakshmana as a dhyana. Dhyana is meditation, samadhi. As mind enters into that process, greater and greater is your revelation of Rama. And as Rama, as jnana, wisdom begins to advance, greater is your quality of your meditation. So Rama and Lakshmana, in a storyline, every now and then they get into some interesting discussion. Lakshmana seems to oppose Rama, but Rama ultimately calms him down. So that's where, in a storyline, Valmiki has ended his giving his guidance about where he should go. Finally, he said he should go to Chitrakoot. O Rama, go and glorify Chitrakuta mountain by your presence. Chitrakuta mahima amit kahi maha muni gai आई नहाए सरित बर सिय समेत दो भाई. Sage Valmiki told the boundless glory of Chitrakoot. And then Rama, Lakshmana and Sita, they took a bath in Mandakini river. Mandakini river that has proceeded from Ganges river. And whenever we speak of river, allegorically it relates to that state of divine feeling which is a result of integral movement. Bhavana, feeling, that is a profound stage and has no Mandakini, Manda is dull. Ankini is stomach. I'm joking. Mandakini has little stomach for worldly thrill, worldly pleasure. Her stomach is for attaining liberation. indigestion. When your feeling becomes deeply involved with devotion to God, and you don't look for fulfillment of your feeling in transient world, from practical point of view, as long as you live, you are depending upon the world for every little thing. But all this dependence you must view like waves. The real dependence within you should be on the ocean. So even while you may seem to be depending upon so many little things, at your deeper heart level, another type of reality begins to emerge. And that reality is you recognize in every little dependence on the world is actually dependence on God. Every good dream that gives you good delight is depending upon your bed. I'm joking. So that's the type of river that highlights Chitrakoot mountain. Chitrakoot mountain, as I have explained, is a mind that has come to a certain state of purity and can envision the glorious heights of liberation. In practice, when you begin to meditate and mind becomes quiet, it becomes easy for you to simply enter into a divine visualization, a kind of yoga nidra. As if you have come to an adventurous trip to the Himalayas, and now you are able to look at the Kailasha mountain from a distance. So even though you have not come there, you are able to enjoy its beauty and its majesty. So that's called visualization. So when you practice meditation, that ability to visualize your goal begins to develop little by little. And that's the key to your inspiration and success. And in practice, therefore, it's a simple act of positive. Let your mind not dwell upon negative, but on positive. To assimilate, aham brahmasmi, I am Brahman. Shuddhosmi, I am pure. Buddhosmi, I am enlightened. I am all permeating absolute. All this tongue is saying such big statement. But it does not contradict your inner heart. Rather, it agrees with it. A reflected sun is far away from the real sun. But in the state of deeper understanding, reflected sun is never away from the sun. So even though the reflected sun is conditioned by the water of the pot, the water here is your mind. Mind conditions your awareness of I am. And that conditioned I am goes through big turmoil. Same mind, when you lead to attain purity and enlightenment, that it doesn't condition it. But there is a transition in between, and that is a stage of visualization, a stage of clarity of affirmation, a stage of ascending steps. रघुबर कहेउ लखन भल घाटू करहु कतहु अब ठाहर ठाटू. Sri Rama said to Lakshmana, here is a wonderful bank of the Mandakini river, and find a spot right here by the bank of Mandakini river and make our residence, create our huts. Lakshmana turned his gaze to the bank of Mandakini river that was towards the north. And a stream of the river has created an appearance of a bow. All this is very profound, subtle insights into spiritual movement put into descriptions that people don't care, they just read on. But northern part of the bank of the river, north, the term north, Uttarayana, Lakshmana's dhyana movement is pointing to to that state which will lead you to your goal. And that state is Uttarayana movement, northern path. Begins with Vairagya, dispassion, Agni, Jyoti, Viveka, discriminative knowledge. And when Viveka Vairagya begins to develop, every day in your life becomes purposeful. Therefore, you are not wasting a single day. That state is called aha. And then it goes on developing your purity of heart and entering into ascending steps of samadhi and ultimate goal. All that we will come to describe again and again. And that's what Lakshmana is pointing to, Uttarayana path. And the river is described as Payaswini river, the river that nourishes, just like a mother nourishing babies. The river nourishes all spiritual seekers. The river is that divine bhavana. Love of God is latent in your heart. And that state of potential love is Payaswini river. Mandakini, same Mandakini is synonym Payaswini, implying she is the source of nourishment, spiritual nourishment. Nadi panacha sar sam damadana sakal kalush kari kalipsavu janana. Mandakini river is like a string in the bow. The bow is Pranodhanu, the bow is Brahman, Gom, the root mantra, that's the bow. And Mandakini river is like the string on the bow. In other words, if you are enjoying that state of satsanga, state where nature has become a source of satsanga for you, you are able to allow your soul to hit the target. Target is your liberation. But in this process, you need special arrows. The arrows are Sham, Dam, and Dan. Nadi Panach Sarasam Dam Dana. Sakala Kalushika Kalisau Janana. The river is the string of the bow. And serenity, control of mind and senses, practice of charity, these virtues, they are highlighted virtues. All virtues are implied. They are the arrows. And what do the arrows do? All sinful karmas that become prevalent in Kali Yuga, those karmas are like violent animals, and one who is involved in, one who is advancing on the spiritual path, blending with Mandakini river, shoots these violent animals by arrows of serenity, control of senses, charity. And Chitrakuta mountain is like the hunter. Same as parent, when you have come to a state of stability, backed up by faith, you become like a mountain. In that case, hitting the target becomes your final sport, successful sport. Your target, we cannot miss the target. The sports person becomes very successful when that has confidence and strength. He can make a big jump and he will not hurt even a smallest aspect of the body. As kahi lakhan thaun dikh rawa, thalu biloki raghubar sukha pawa. Thus saying, Lakshmana showed the spot where the house should be built. It's not an ordinary house, just a hut. And Rama looked at the spot and was very happy about it. Rameu Ram Manu Devan Jana, Chale Sahit Sur Thapati Nithak Pradhana. Gods, in a storyline, gods are always watching, invisible, or sometimes appearing as normal human beings before Rama. Those gods become exceedingly delighted that Rama has chosen a spot where he will live. And now God's project of letting Rama destroy Ravana. Ravana is ignorance. And gods are virtues. Virtues are expressions of soul's spiritual blossoming. A soul blossoms in a spiritual way. as the soul begins to discover its spiritual identity. Statement is done very quickly, but in this whole process, you begin to discover amazing virtues in your personality. And they express without your going into practicing virtue. You are helpless. What can you do? Your heart cannot entertain any hatred. It loves only soft feeling. The question of give up hatred. Don't hold injury in your heart. That question doesn't arise if you have come to that level. But from normal level to that level, there are many stages. Every little victory over your anger and hate is a form of spiritual success. Virtue, hidden virtue in your heart begins to show its whiskers. So gods were so delighted. Those virtuous qualities that are latent, they are as if extremely thrilled they are going to manifest. And seeing Rama has made up his mind to be right there, gods brought Vishwakarma with them. Vishwakarma is divine architect. It's also a storyline. People always take it literally, that God has a architectural expert with him. But let me give you simple, subtle meaning. If you develop cheerfulness in your mind, immediately many channels in your body that are holding unnecessary stress, holding on to that which is harmful for your body, toxic elements, all those begin to release themselves. Channels of vitality known as nadis, they become purified in different degrees. Every positive state is bringing health, healthy movement in your personality. And changing from unhealthy condition to healthy requires many changes. All that happens in a twinkling of the eye. That's Vishwakarma. Prakriti, and as the Prakriti flows, big changes occur. With divine intelligence, like a great work of architecture has been presented, which is all magical. Raj Yoga uses the term Prakritya Pura. Prakriti flows. If you hold on to anger and hate, the good aspect of Prakriti that was giving you a lot of blessings, the whole packet of blessings coming. But it stops, it can't come to you because you have developed negative feeling, holding on to negativity. Once the negativity moves, that channel opens. You can see your own face. Be angry and see how do you look. And smile and see how every part of your face shines up. Prakriti. This whole architecture of your face changes in a moment. That's Vishwakarma. कोल की रात बेश सब आए, रचे परन तृण सदन सुहाए, बरनि न जाहि बंजु दुई साला, एक ललित लघु एक विशाला. Gods came in the form of people of forest tribe. They are called Kol, Bhil. Civilized people, they don't have much interest in them. They're considered wild people. But in this context, Kol, Bhil, simple-minded, forest-dwelling people. People who have developed certain stage of living with surrender to God. So they are not showing their skill in progress and many other things. The people who are materially advancing and progressing, they look like uncultured, wild, uneducated. But they are better than them from a spiritual point of view. Your quality, spiritual quality, doesn't depend upon your material progress, your material show of your material success. So all these people, simple gods in the form of simple-minded devotees, they made those two huts consisting of leaves and straws. Everything becomes possible in stories. Straws relate to spiritual insight into the transience of the objects of the world. An intellect that shows the difference between unreal and real. When you are dreaming, while dreaming, everything seems real. But when you develop an insight, a hunger to wake up, then you consider all your dream experience as a straw. So, while you are waiting to wake up, now you are living in a straw house. And leaves, everything falls away like leaves in a tree. But to live in your body with that understanding means Rama and Lakshmana has gone in your heart. You are preparing for real joy and real adventure. And two kutirs were made by these people. One was a beautiful, small room. Another was little spacious and spiritually well decked. लखन जानकी सहित प्रभु राजत रुचिर निकेत सोह मदन मुनि वेश जनु रति ऋतु राज समेत. Now Rama, Lakshmana and Sita, they started living in those two rooms in a Parana Kuti. The entire setting is called Kutir. And it is Parana means leaves, grass implied. Rama was like the very embodiment of Cupid God. Lakshmana, rather Sita Devi, is the consort of the Cupid God called Rati. It's a spirit of delight of love. And Lakshmana was like the spring season. An allegorical. Rama being potential jnana. Jnana brings all that you need to gain, you gain it by attaining jnana. So, fascination for fulfillment of all desires becomes possible by Rama. So Rama is not ordinary Cupid God. He is Cupid of Cupids. He is the source of all love and attachment in this world. And Lakshmana, when dhyana works upon your mind, in meditation begins to free your mind from impurities, fill your mind with purity. You are experiencing a change in the whole atmosphere. You are no longer in hot season or in cold, frigid state. You are in a state of spring, blossoms, swans, peacocks. Think of more. All things become possible for you, no matter whatever are your circumstances. Amar Nag Kinnar Digapala Chitrakoot Ayetahi Kala. Gods, Nagas, spirits of Nagas literally implies spirits of snakes, but never take it literally. It's allegorical. All human realities are based on vrittis of the mind, thought waves of the mind. Mind is described as cosmic serpent with countless hooves. So, vritti-based strength and skill, that's what we mean by nagas, snake spirits. Kinnar, that aspect of your personality which does wonderful things, but more like shimmering waves, not very profound, but always keeps your life joyous. That relates Kinnar. Dishipala, Dikpalas, that relate to all practical realities that secure your movement in all 10 directions. So all of these came in Chitrakoot. and began to attend on Rama, worship Rama. Ram pranamu kinha sabakahu, mudita deva lahi lochana lahu. Lord Rama offered adorations to all of them, and gods and all others experienced immense delight. The purpose of possessing the eyes has been profoundly fulfilled by looking at Rama. Your eyes are always winking, looking, trying to look for what should I see, and be completely fulfilled. Never to open the eye again. I'm joking, but try to understand that. The desire to see is so limited, your eyes are constantly winking. Having seen something, having enjoyed it, having taken picture of it, and having made it viral, but still your eyes are never satisfied. You are planning, what else can you see? But that's the story of your eyes. But here we are talking about your inner vision. Vision is behind all your senses. What you should touch, what should you taste, how should you feel, that you can be absolutely fulfilled. And that's the jnana, the ultimate spiritual eye hidden within your heart. When will that eye open and see the highest? And the answer is Rama. So having enjoyed a darshan, seeing someone who's saintly, divine, a vision that inspires your mind. Poetically, you have received the purpose of your vision. Your eyes are blessed. Barash suman kah deva samaju, nath sanath bhaye ham aju. God showered flowers. Whenever we hear that, you must really understand. These are flowers of subtle, purified feelings, the taste of forgiveness, the aroma of humility, and so forth. All these are flowers. So when you are in a positive state, gods begin to shower flowers. Flowers are called suman. Your mind that was under stress, the stress moves away, and in the place of the stress, a flower has blossomed. Again, it's allegorical I'm describing. Instead of the stress, your mind is enjoying a kind of subtle delight that the world can't give you. So that gods were very pleased, offered flowers, and offered prayers to Rama, speaking about the torture they suffer because of Ravana, reminding Rama that his goal is to destroy Ravana. That's why he has come to Panchavati, not Panchavati, to this Chitrakoot. Thus saying, gods departed to their homes. Chitrakoot Raghunandanu chaye, samachara suni suni muni aaye. the news that Rama has come to abide in Chitrakoot, the news broke among all the sages and saints. Avat dekhi mudita muni brinda, kin dandavat raghukula chanda. Rama, who is like the full moon in the race of Raghu, with great joy, he welcomed the sages and offered adorations to them. Muni Raghu barahi jalayur lehi, sufal hon hit ashish dehi. And the sages enfold Rama with their arms lovingly and give blessings to Rama. May you be successful and victorious. Try to understand, Rama doesn't need the blessing. Blessing Rama is allegorical, implying that now the sages realize that their soul is being blessed for attaining the victory which is the goal of life, victory over ignorance. I'm just every now and then switching you for deeper insight. Jatha jog sanmani prabhu vida kiye muni brind karahi jog jag jap tap nij ashamani pushtu chand. And thus Rama gave great respect to the sages, and they departed their homes with a tremendous feeling of inner fulfillment. And with a sense of freedom, they went on doing their sadhana of yoga, japa, yajna, austerity. Yah sudhi kol kiratan payi, harshe janu navanidhi ghar aayi. And all those inhabitants of that place, the wild tribes, Kolbheel, they were so happy as if they have found 9 types of treasures, keeping fruits and roots in their baskets. They went on. Now, the mention of 9 treasures. Let me explain to you what it really means. In a storyline, Kubera is the god of all treasures. And he has 9 spouses. Those are called nidhis. And what are the 9? They are all symbolic of, we call it wealth. First one is Mahapadma, literally meaning great lotus flower. A heart that blossoms in such a way that you bring God within your heart. If you have that, you have the greatest treasure, Mahapadma, the lotus of the heart that's not inviting ordinary birds, God himself, Maha, great lotus. Next one is Padma. Not so in a profound state, but in a normal, for practical realities, a heart that is able to receive fulfillment. Shank literally means conch shell. All these are considered treasures. People literally go after collecting all these. But that's kindergarten level. The real treasure, Shankha, means that type of insight that awakens you, that will not let you fall into slumber. Because that's the only thing. Someone is fallen into slumber, punches out is the remedy, without any fighting with people, without scolding them. You simply do the conch sound. Next one is makar, crocodile. That's also the treasure. Why? Sometimes you have certain problems. The problems are like poisonous fishes jumping around. But the spiritual strength comes within you that grabs them, swallows them, sublimates them. Shark, shocking presence. Shark or crocodile, makar. In fashionable world, sometimes some ornaments are crocodile shaped. Next is kachap, tortoise, turtle shell, that represents the ability to control your mind and senses. That's a big treasure. The big wind is coming to blow away your house, and simply close the door. You have saved your treasure. Next treasure is called mukunda. Kunda is a special flower. Mukunda is most sublime state of joyous heart. Next one is kunda. It's not a very profound level, but in a different level, like waves. One is a wave level, another is a deeper level. Next treasure is Neela, described as sapphire, which is a very costly and valuable mineral. But what is that Neela? Is that which allows you to feel like the sky, untouched by what's happening. And that is a big treasure. Next one is kharwa, to have vessels. Good vessels you must have in your kitchen. So these are receptacles. Things around you become receptacles for your spiritual progress. Then you have kharwa with you. So all the 9 treasures are spiritual, that type of treasure that is helping you to grow spiritually. And with this I'm going to conclude. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukam Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashchid Dukha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor Ma Mritam Gamaya Om Purnamataha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Ramayana Namah. Om Hari Om.